and my cell phone rang, and I picked it up, and it was my doctor. And at the time, UCSF didn't have a headache center, but my doctor was a neurologist, and he said, hey, there's a bunch of us from the American Headache Society. We're going to go to Washington, D.C. We're going to lobby at our own expense for the fact that we need research dollars. The NIH, the National Institutes of Health, just isn't giving us money for research. They turn us down year after year after year. I said, Andy, his name was Andy On, Dr. Andy On. Andy, that's nice, but why are you telling me this? I'm sitting at home with a migraine, can't do much for anybody. He said, well, you're a nurse. You could join us. All you do is join the American Headache Society, which I later did, and you come and go with us to Washington. I want you to go in my place. Why do you want me to go in your place? Because I'm the only one here doing headache right now, and I can't leave, so I want you to go in my place. Andy, I'm sitting at home, I can't do anything for anybody. Boy, was I in self-pity. He said, you can go and you go do this. And I said to myself, all right, I'm sitting at home, my life seems like it's mostly over, but I might as well be miserable in Washington, D.C. I might as well try to fight back. I might as well try to do something. So I did. I joined them, and there were 43 people. I was the only nurse, the only patient in the crowd. The rest of them were researchers, research doctors from medical centers where they have headache centers. These doctors were applying for grants to do research in migraine headache. They were getting turned down over and over and over again. The NIH was giving less than 1/10 of 1% of its budget to migraine research. And guess what? 1 in every 8 people in this country, or 42 million people, suffers from some level of migraine. And that beats out other diseases, which get a lot more of the NIH budget. So we went around to our various Congress people, and I was with 3 other docs from California. We were in Dianne Feinstein's office telling our story, and we were talking to a legislative aide because she was too busy to see us. And she said, you know, you folks, you're coming here at your own expense. You should come back every single year and tell them you're coming at your own expense, too. That'll make an impression. I said, well, we're here to line up and get research dollars. She said, well, the funding is flat, and we're not going to give you anything until we fund the other people. I said, well, we just want to, we at least want to get in line. We want you guys to help us. She said, well, what you got to do is keep on coming back every year. Keep on coming back every year and get patients to support you. And build community. Build a groundswell in your communities around the country. I said, again, poor me. I'm a migraine patient. I sit at home. I can't be employed. What am I going to do? How am I going to make that work? She said, well, I don't know, but you better figure that out on your own. So I went home, and for 2 months I thought about what could I do? And I said, well, I'll just join a race. There's races for diabetes. There's Susan G. Komen for breast cancer. Seems like every disease had something. And I'll join migraine people. Well, there was none. There was no race for migraine. And I thought, what a good idea to have a race, because we can appeal to the broad public and invite everybody to come and let them know what our cause is. So that's why I started Miles for Migraine. 15 years ago, we started right here. And now we're in 24 cities across the country. I'm so happy for that, and I can't take credit for it because there's so many people who have made Miles for Migraine what it is today.